Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate you being here. We were just trying to see if some honored guests were here. Not sure if they've arrived yet. The Mrs. Zamora from the Bolivian consulate will be here, and also Mr. Pedro Solis from the Mexican consulate will be here. So if you happen to meet them this evening, please introduce yourselves. If any of you are actually interested, this is kind of an FYI. Tomorrow we will be having one of our drawing sessions. So those of you artists in the crowd, if you want to come in tomorrow at 10 o'clock, it's from 10 to 12. Enjoy the figure drawing session. And I think now all I'm going to say is that this particular show is a beautiful body of work. Beautiful color, bold, and very symbolic. I'm going to turn it over to our featured artist, Becky Soria, and let her tell you a little bit more about the work.
Okay, thank you all for being here and sharing this with me. Long speeches are boring, so I just will take very little of your time. First, I want to give my thanks to my friend and partner Bruce Loueva, who has been my help in putting this exhibition together with his tech and written skills, and has given me his continued support with my art. To my brother, Fernando Casas, my gratitude for he has been my mentor and guidance through my voyage as an artist. Most of you are acquainted with my work. My written statement that is right on that wall contains the philosophy behind these works. I would like you to look at these works and feel the experience without any preconceptions. And if you have any questions, I'm here to talk to you. I did want to add, however, that many of my thoughts are dedicated to women of the world, from our ancestral mothers, the cave people, to the goddess of the ancient periods, to the contemporary women, some very much accomplished, and some suffering incredibly indignities all over the world. Paying attention to the back in these figures seemed to me very appropriate, since human beings, especially females, tend to carry their stresses and their backs, showing fatigue, pain, emotional stress, and may I add, this is also somehow referential. Among the important artists that have influenced my work are Picasso, Fernando Casas, Sharon Kopriva, and Axel Kiefer. Do you have any questions for me right now? If not, then I'm going to introduce the poet. I'm sorry. Yes.
I noticed that a lot of the paintings have newsprint that you've worked into them. And I was wondering, when you put that on, if you pay any attention to the words, and if you put certain words in certain places so that they're visible, or if you just...
Not at all. I just use it as a medium to show a little more 3D effect. Okay, I'm going to introduce poet Loueva Smith, who will read a poem in response to my works. She's the recipient of the Robert Phillips Chapbook Prize given by the Texas Review Press. Loueva?
Yeah, so I wrote some poems in response to Becky's paintings. That's called an ekphrastic poem. I'll just read you the definition. No. So it's pretty loose with the form. It was challenging for me, and of course it was a great honor to be asked to do this. But it's a challenge because I know Becky, she's right there. She's fixing to hear this and everything, you know. But after I started to feel like these paintings were mine, then I started to respond to them. So the first one I want to read to you is called History Lesson, and it's in response to Becky's painting, In Your Absence, and that's the one that's behind us, of that man with the web of veins on his head. Rebecca, the gray man is missing his hand off at the wrist. Do something, quick. I think he was holding a broken wish. The mutilation swirls with stars, and amidst desire turned between his finger and thumb. Simple as a button, but now look, he will never bend the impossible into usefulness again. His head is on fire, blood lit. Is it love that makes his thoughts so blind and bright? Is it love that leads his thoughts on and on for miles down webs of veins between his head and what he thinks about? Rebecca, if anything ever cools his head, it will be the despair, so common it is found on every windowsill. The infernal ash, so old, red ants smuggle it in. This one I call The Woman and the Wasp, and it's for this. Embroidering the men. You know, because I thought that looked like a wasp. I don't know, so I'm just playing pretty wild and loose with the whole, you know, everybody sees what they want in their paint, right? So I call this The Woman and the Wasp. A tropical luxuriance turns upon a straight yellow ruler. An exactitude stuck, shining in the jungle, mute amid wind-swung leaves. The beautiful green woman has lost her way. The clean needle inside her calls out to snakes, but they know nothing about what is straight, and twists without end into the jungle. The yellow wasp on her back turns its head quickly to see who is watching them from behind. The wasp knows where the foliage gets hushed and dark and clicks with violence. The green woman keeps her yellow wasp lightly upon the blades of her shoulders. It is a complicated rhyme. The two of them live by subtle intuitions about what is too fixed to change. The woman has grown lush with the excess of her soul. She is saturated with green light. She forgets again the word for nerve, for bone, for pain, and thinks only now. She is sweet at the bulb in her neck. A residue of built-up burnt sugar intoxicates the wasp. It buzzes in her ear saying, "You alone are my garden." Then I wrote for this one here, "The Need to Return." And I call this one, "Owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, That's from our Bible, Isaiah 13:21. I don't know, I want to go to that party. I have a little sister who won't say yellow. She won't say gold or lemon, but replies when asked, jasmine. What she means is dew-soaked fragrance. My little sister's belly glitters like a holiday. She has lit all the candles. A bowl of butter is in her navel, and her shadow carries a gold dollar in its pocket. I arrive late to the party. I have invited no deities to come with me and have only what the army gave me, outnumbered but an accurate shot. She has brought her big-eyed lizard riding on her back. Its smallest movements mimic the curl inside the cups of leaves. It has on its face the drunken smile the sun gave it, and is a direct descendant of seeping water, gathering itself into a trickle. My little sister opens the window and asks the lizard, slipping like music of her back, "Do you hear the coming rain?" Her heart is only a child whose grief must learn to lift dead weight on splendid fulcrums of joy. You want me to go to the definition? Remember? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. On the 29th of October at Archway Gallery, I'm going to be reading with this poet from New Mexico. His name is Leslie Ullman, and she is, I don't know, she's kind of famous, and she teaches poetry, and she's really pretty if you look her up. And she has a lot of books. And she's a friend of Dom's at Comedies, who reads over here at the Archway readings, and so he invited her down here. You know, the weather is nice, and we're going to be having like a little Halloween party, and she's going to be here. I'm going to read with her, and that's on October the 29th, if you're into that. Oh. And the regular Archway Halloween reading is on the 23rd. Here's Dom, and dude, I was telling you about a minute ago. He's a mumbler, so
I am a mumbler. I do want to invite all of you to come on the 29th. You'll get to hear the wonderful Miss Smith and Leslie Ullman, who is, if you've never heard her or read her work, is just a wonderful, wonderful poet. It's all here to celebrate the Paper Boom. It's the Paper Boom series. It's all about poems in the sky. Come, enjoy it. It's for free. Thank you.
Thank you, Loueva. Thank you, Becky. If you